have a little breather before getting into it, but we are going to hop straight into the matchup, and you can also tweet us at #Renegade Cup to get along. But a great first start by Bork. Triple commit, going to be looking out for him and Savvy, but no, a shot straight from Nose Dude. 6 seconds into this one to start off strong.
Well, if there's a way to come out of the gate swinging, that's going to be the 1-2-3. Karma finding J-Wiz, finding Nose Dude, and finding the open. That outstanding play from Splyce. And hey, man, I said they didn't have the most solid results at DreamHack, but that's a good way to start.
Yeah, they've looked pretty solid against a lot of these bubble teams and even the rival series teams. They did manage to promote, and there's going to be another shot by Karma this time. Couldn't go the distance into the back of the net, and will buy up some space for Triple Commit. Now on the midfield, they are going on the offensive. It's up to Karma to try and get that clear. Nose Dude will hit it to the corner. Maybe try and get a rebound off of that, but gets sent back towards their side. Karma again. Can't get the clear. A great touch, but will get knocked away. Savvy can't get back in time. An accurate shot, and that will go in. Another one from Karma.
A strange counterattack to be certain, but one you gotta expect that from such a top-level team, is that they're going to be able to transition on just about anything. On the other side of the coin, I really liked what was happening there for Triple Commit. They were trying to recenter that one. It was Raw, Greg responsible, and Savvy just a little bit too close to the play.
A little too close, a little bit over-commitment from Triple Commit, but Splyce able to keep up that strong offense throughout the first minute of play. And this is all we've seen. A minute, not even, and 2 goals already from Splyce. Not boding well for Triple Commit, who are used to being the main offensive team like we saw in their matchup against Upper 90. Now Karma does get stopped by Savvy. Will be a chance for Triple Commit to go on offense, but not even a moment has gone by for it to get sent to their side. Now maybe Raw Greg has a chance. Nose Dude will just bait out one of the attackers, leave it up for J-Wiz. Get a soft shot, almost went in off that rebound, but it's going to go for another pass by Nose Dude to get his second on the board.
And again, we were talking about Triple Commit, a largely offensive team, and that comes in the form of Savvy and Bork. And it really shows right here, nobody on the goal line. Once again, that's 2 open nets that Nose Dude has had. And granted, the first one was a great passing play right off the bat, so you got to give him a little bit of lenience there. But at the same time, Triple Commit got to start defending the goal line a bit more. You can't play the same game that you did in the last round.
Especially because Splyce aren't known to be as defensive as Upper 90, and another one, this time by J-Wiz. Some great blocking happening as well from Nose Dude, it looked like. Off the setup, follows through, sees Bork there just in case, you know, he'll get back into position, but he didn't even need to on that one.
And we're seeing maybe a little bit of scramble coming from Triple Commit, because you saw a bit of a double commit on that one. Of course, Bork on the back wall trying to dive in front of the shot. Savvy did end up touching it away. So unfortunate situation there. A 4-goal lead for Splyce, but fortunately for Triple Commit, that means that they can start testing the waters with different styles of play.
Usually in a best-of-3 series, we don't see that feeler game for a lot of these teams where they need kind of a warm-up, especially against RLCS caliber teams like Splyce. But that's not really what you want to happen in a best-of-3, because you're already down by 1, facing elimination if you can't come back from this 4-goal deficit. We haven't seen it yet today. Now it's going to be a 5-goal deficit. Nose Dude just on fire with a hat-trick to his name.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up if you weren't. I mean, this is just Nose Dude being Nose Dude. That's the 3rd goal he scored, the 3rd open net. Once again, the first one, give it a little bit of lenience. But this is Splyce being Splyce. And you mentioned you don't normally have that feeler match, especially against these RLCS level teams, because you know what to expect. But that wasn't even enough for Triple Commit. We've only seen 2 minutes go by.
Hasn't even been halftime yet, and there's been 5 goals already. A lot more goals than some of the other games we saw, and even some of the series too. But it's the time for Triple Commit, as you mentioned, to try and get things under wraps so that they can go forward for the remainder of the series and have a chance at this. There's a great shot again by Nose Dude, his 4th. Has a majority of goals, 6 shots as well. All on offense for him, and a great setup by Karma.
And again, Nose Dude with everything to shoot at. Why is it just whenever Nose Dude hits the ball towards the net, there's nobody there? Maybe it's some sort of like anti-magnet for Nose Dude. Splyce really running away with this game. I don't think there's much more to say about it. They're making a statement right now. Bread had a close matchup in their round 1 game. Regalia looking very solid, but right now Triple Commit, who looked great in their round 1 match, getting absolutely shut out right now.
A lot of people were doubting them after their poor performance at Leipzig, not even making it to day 2 when people expected at least that much from them, and unfortunately weren't able to qualify for WSOE either. But with this kind of a performance in game 1, 6-0, most of the goals scored in the first half of the game, looking very solid for their run throughout the Renegade Cup finals. And if things persist this way, it's not going to look good at all for Triple Commit going into Game 2. And there's still 2 minutes left of this one.
Yeah, anybody who doubted Splyce before, I'm going to give you a firm finger wag because that is
you got to give me one as well because I was starting to doubt them too.
Nah, not happening. A minute 45 still left. And this is what we're talking about. They managed to put 6 goals on so quickly. And Triple Commit has an opportunity right here. Bork can't put that one on target. But I like the respect he was giving his opponents. He knew he had to put it in the corner, but maybe a little bit too far away.
Not enough shots from Triple Commit. Might be a chance here. A great setup, but is going to be blocked by the defense yet again. J-Wiz will pop it down to Karma. Does get intercepted by Bork. He's going to leave that one up for Savvy. Taking the slow road to try and get a goal, but still being stopped out by the defense. Bork can't get the connection. Has to rely on Raw Greg. Does get past him. Now there's another chance for a finish off the wall, but can't get the follow-up. And eventually it will get cleared out.
This is one of the nice things for Triple Commit, though. It seems like Splyce maybe got a little bit comfortable in their spot, let's say. So it gives them an opportunity to find out what really works. They're starting to push out on the offense. Tenacity will really make it work as they move forward, and they know that they just need to figure out what to do. And great shot there. Nosedude is forced to save it away. But so much more possession on the offensive end for Triple Commit than we saw in the first half, the first 3 minutes, the first 4 minutes maybe.
We haven't seen as much coordination as well between Savvy and Bork. Those two are the main offensive powerhouses for Triple Commit and previously Seoul Esports whenever we saw them during the Universal Open. But now it seems that everything's just fizzled out. They're trying to get something going at the last few seconds of this matchup, but it just has been all for naught. Only able to put just a few minuscule shots on towards the net, and a few of them haven't even been on target. They've just been throwing it at the defense, and it's not been sticking at all.
Just hoping that something would happen. We're in the final 10 seconds now. Dominant lead for Splyce. If they can make this comeback at this point, I think they would deserve more than a title. But Triple Commit, like I said, fortunately, they were able to put some shots on, just kind of experiment a little bit because they knew that they were going to lose that game. So at least there's that. And they had a little bit of offense there. So hopefully it gives them a tad bit of momentum moving into game number 2. Splyce didn't really score many goals there in the second half of the game either. So lots of good takeaways from seemingly a very bad situation if you take a step back and look at it.
A very poor situation when it comes to Triple Commit. We only saw about 5 shots in total from Savvy and Bork. We saw 1 from Raw Greg. He tried his best when he hit it off the wall but had no boost in the tank. Maybe this time if they coordinate their efforts, try and go for some more setups. But whenever they went for a lot of those, they kept getting shut down by Karma on defense, who is crucial for that victory by Splyce. The nose dude, so many goals, back to back to back, 4 of them in total, just playing out of his mind so far in this game. And I'm sure in the next one as well, he'll be looking pretty solid and trying to close out the series with a quick 2-0 sweep.
Yeah, I do remember the story about Nose Dude getting onto an RLCS team the first time, actually as a sub for NRG, was the story of him basically just carrying 2 of the NRG players in a match, and they said, whoa, this dude is really one of the best in terms of nose and playing, I guess.
They must have known that he was going to be a great player, and obviously being with Splyce for such a long time and with J-Wiz, it's been a great series so far we've seen from them. Karma as well, doing her best to set up Nose Dude. We saw J-Wiz getting involved as well. All 3 players working in synergy. But we are going to get into game number 2 of the best of 3, the first one of our winners quarterfinal, and it looks like it's going to be the quickest one as well if things continue this way.
We actually did see a fake face-off there from Splyce to open things up. Bit of an interesting mix-up, but it will allow Triple Commit to start out on the offense. So again, maybe benefit?
Might benefit them, but what would really benefit them the most is getting that first goal, and it looks like that might go in the favor of Splyce if things continue this way. J-Wiz can't get that second touch, no boost in the tank. Bork will clear it towards the midfield and try and set up Savvy on the play. Instead, it will be knocked aside by Karma. Might be a chance for a clear here on defense from Bork. Does get stopped out by J-Wiz. Nose Dude can't get the connection, but does get the demo. Buys Karma plenty of time. Does get taken away by Savvy. A good demo by Bork. The follow-up from Savvy. They can't get the finishing touch to put it towards the net just yet.
And I'm really liking what I'm seeing from Savvy right now. One of their strengths when they're playing against upper 90 is closing the gap and getting in the faces of their opponents. And right there, we saw Savvy taking 2 away from his opponents. That is exactly what they need. It's crucial. And here's a shot opportunity. Bork's going to set that one on through. Raw Greg with the assist, and they have the first goal of the series and the game.
And that is the way to start the comeback train going. Bork with a pretty great finish from Rogreg's setup. Rogreg usually being that third man to try and get them in position and weave in and out of the defense, and it paid off that time.
You're not out of the woods yet, though. Still 4 minutes to go. And with Splyce scoring 6 goals in the last match, you got to be watching out for Nose Dude.
Nose Dude in the air with the ball. Did manage to get it past half field, but not long enough. Does get sent back by J-Wiz. Savvy might have a chance to get the touch, but Bork will get into the air faster. There might be the touch for the setup. A great interception from the defense on that play.
Absolutely phenomenal. Defense is not necessarily the name of the game for Triple Commit, but they've pulled it together right here.
Karma setting up Nose Dude, and there's the finish to tie things up. The 1-2 punch again from Splyce.
Breaking the radar gun on that one, 87 miles an hour, outstanding play. Once again, off the wall, and we've seen them come off the wall with their passes a lot in these matches so far, making those passes down to the midfield. And a great cutoff earlier on the defense, but they can't get in front of that one.
Very clinical precision by Splyce on that tying goal, and there might be another one by J-Wiz. About to go off the backboard, can't get the touch to block it either. Do finally manage to recover, prevent another shot from going on right afterwards. Nose Dude couldn't get possession. Bork barely getting in the way of the ball. Rogreg struggling to clear this out of his half. Now Bork with a touch. Karma will gladly take that forward. Get back on offense for another potential setup. Baits out one defender. Can't get it past the other. Might be a demo, but Rogreg just bided his time for his teammates to get into a better position. Karma, better position herself. Potential setup for J-Wiz. Will leave it up to himself to hit that off the wall for another setup. And Triple Commit, as you mentioned, defense not the game they're wanting to play, but it's working out quite well so far, and there might be a chance here, but Karma with another clear.
Yeah, Triple Commit definitely not the strong suit is their defense, but it's strong enough to keep Splyce out this time around. Maybe a lot more respect for their opponents on this match, or maybe Triple Commit just realized exactly what needed to change, but they're doing a good job of it so far.
Well, great hit off the back or the roof of his car. Direct that towards that back wall. Might be a potential setup here from Rogreg. Just gonna take his time on the approach. Baited out the defender, but nobody home on his side to try and back him up. Will keep it in the defensive half of Splyce. Going for another pass, a shot of his own actually, and taking that away from his teammate. A double miss from Karma and Rogreg on the play. Might be a connection here, almost getting past, but gonna be going barely across the goal line. So we'll be cleared away almost by Nose Dude.
I've seen a lot of quality opportunities here for Triple Commit. Now another one, great double tap, couldn't find the net. But Savvy known for his prowess, making those kinds of angles. Bork as well. And now only one man back could be dangerous. But as I was talking about Triple Commit making opportunities for themselves, that was a very quality one. And Splyce definitely have to respect their opponents on this time.
They need to make more opportunities like that if they want to get the lead again in their favor for Game 2. Give us that Game 3 we've been waiting for the entirety of this broadcast. This might be it. Almost able to get the finish is Savvy, but it is going to be knocked off the backboard and crossbar multiple times by the defense. Now Rogreg, only a minute remaining. I'll leave that up to J-Wiz. His teammates had a chance, but knocked aside. Bork leaves it up for Rogreg again. He's been doing quite well on defense. Now he has a chance to get the touch, but just goes towards midfield. A good setup from Karma. They do get the interception. It actually deflects off the corner. We'll keep it up in the air as long as possible. Savvy will get actually not even a single touch on the ball. We'll have to leave it up to be cleared away by Splyce. Nose Dude with a boomer of a shot, but not enough to end things out before the 30-second mark. Does get hit right in front of the net, centered, and there might be the finish, and that's it from J-Wiz to get the lead back in the favor of Splyce.
And I'm loving the play from Splyce right here. They recognize, like, oh my goodness, Triple Commit does such a good job closing out the defense right there. But then they realize, all right, well, you know how to counter that? Just take a man out of the play. Tight rotations from Triple Commit, absolutely countered by that demo, and a huge lead there now for Splyce.
Only 22 seconds remain for Triple Commit to try and keep alive in the upper bracket, or they will be sent down, and there's another goal sent in by J-Wiz. 2 goals to his name back-to-back. Nose Dude with the setup. J-Wiz all the way from midfield. Nobody contesting him early on enough And that might be the final nail in the coffin.
Yeah, an absolute soul crusher right there. We saw Bork's cam, we saw him, okay, all right, I can take this, I can control it, and suddenly it's in the back of my net. Unfortunate, and looking for one right off the face-off. Bork towards that.
My
the
goodness.
outstanding dunk. 12 seconds remain. They can pull this one back on the back of Bork.
This is exactly what Bork needed to do. He baited out the attacker off the kickoff, got it past one, got the block as well for the finish. Need only 12 seconds to get a goal. I think they can do it.
And we have to call out that outstanding dunk coming out in the most clutch of moments, but now here off the face-off, can they do it?
It does go into the clutches of Nose Dude, actually knocked away to the corner. Raw Greg has possession. It's above J-Wiz. They need to keep it up for them to have a chance for overtime. Haven't had one yet, but it will eventually hit the ground. Nose Dude deflecting it down. It will be Splyce taking a close 2-0 after that first game blowout that we saw. 6-0, then 3-2. I was biting my nails on that one.
Could you ask for a better comeback, honestly, other than just straight up winning the match? Holy cow, triple commit. Gonna give me a heart attack on the desk here.
Almost, but they will be sent down to the lower bracket, unfortunately enough for them. We will see them tomorrow as well, and then Splyce going to be moving on to the winners semifinal, where they will face off against the victor of Sway Esports and RBG Esports, which will actually be our next matchup. But what an insane finish by Splyce, 6-0, able to edge things out after we saw Triple Commit almost push them to the brink of a game 3.
Yeah, we saw so many quality shots. You're going to see a lot of Nose Dude on this highlight package right here. And Splyce, they were just so strong on the offense in game number 1, but I have to give so much credit to Triple Commit for making that comeback happen in game number 2. They tightened up the rotations, they pushed more onto the offense, they put quality shots on net with connections from all of their players, and it just looked like an entirely different squad. So I feel like it may have been a little bit of a surprise factor there for Triple Commit losing out on this series, but definitely strong as a choice to move down to the lower bracket. And they will be moving to lower round 1. We should note as well.
Yeah, they're going to be facing off against the Peeps, who unfortunately weren't able to play their match early today because they couldn't get all 3 members online on time. But that is going to be another great one to wait for tomorrow. And then Splyce, as we mentioned, facing off against the victor of our next matchup, which is Sway Esports and RBG Esports. Another great one. Sway we saw happen in the battle for Valhalla. They came in first, then got picked up by Sway Esports. Were known as Revelation. And we're going to know a lot more about them in this next matchup, but we are taking a quick little break before we get into it, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back with some more Rocket League action in just a moment.